Hey everybody, I'm Jordan Rudess, and I'm really excited to be here today to introduce you to IK Multimedia's new Syntronik virtual instrument. It's an amazing piece of software. I've had a great time exploring it, and I'm really excited to show it to you today. It features 17 instruments, which basically cover 38 iconic synthesizers. For me, it's an amazing journey because I've been playing through some of the instruments, things like the PPG, and the Mini Moog, and the Taurus bass pedals, and the ARP 2600, and so many instruments, and things that I also owned and have used on recording. And it's awesome just going through and hearing the sounds and kind of bringing my past back to life. And so let's dive in, check it out. Here we go. One of the awesome things about Syntronik is that it features something called the drift algorithm. You know, the analog world was filled with different kinds of inconsistencies that made up for some of the magic. Things like the color would change, the pitch would change a little bit, and things would literally drift. So with this algorithm, it's going to change the phase, the color, and the pitch just by small amounts to give you that great realism. These classic sounds, this one based on an Oberheim synthesizer and our OXA instrument, is brought to life by the drift proprietary algorithm by IK Multimedia. Let's go in here and let's actually turn off the reverbs. I get to that by hitting this icon, and there's two in this patch. So that's one, that's the other one. Dry as a bone. So we can hear, if I play one note, that it has these subtle changes, and this algorithm really is great at bringing out those instability type characteristics that an analog synthesizer always has. So instead of being a static kind of sampled waveform, it's really brought to life. And so I even play like a chord like... It's perfect. The other thing I want to point out is that in addition to being able to kind of take your analog sounds and bring them to this next level, you can also go into the synthesizer and assign any of the knobs and switches to learn functionality. So if I go in here and double tap on that, I can hit Midi Learn, and then I can move my controller. And now I'm controlling the filter with my joystick. Syntronik features 7 different filters. 4 of them are circuit-modeled analog filters that IK Multimedia actually pioneered. And what's amazing is that for every sound that you call up, you can use any of them. So if you're playing like a Moog filter or Moog instrument, you can use that, but you can also switch it to like an Oberheim filter. So you get all this flexibility of the sound using these kind of vintage and modern filters. IK Multimedia is very well known for their effects. Things like Amplitude, the guitar effects workstation, and the T-Rax mix. And in this product, there are 38 high-quality effects, all in the lunchbox style interface, which lets you easily move them around and apply them to any of the analog synthesizers. So here we are in the Minimod instrument, and this again is based on the glorious Minimoog, an instrument that I used to have. And the sound that we have up right now is pretty standard, basic. One of the things about Syntronik is that it has a great effects engine. You can really use that to enhance the sounds so much. And if I click over here, it brings up the lunchbox style effects. And right now you can see the only thing that's on is this EQ. Everything else is off. So if we start adding effects to it, just check out how effective they are. A little bit of flanging, some ensemble to it to give it a little bit more roundness. And then the tape echo is awesome. Syntronik comes with over 2,000 presets, and you can use 4 different zones, so you can split and layer the sounds. And also, if you're a Sample Tank 3 user, you can use all these sounds in that platform. You can also use the built-in arpeggiator, so altogether it makes for a very powerful performance instrument. So let's take a look and see how to do splitting and layering and getting some nice things happening. So here we are. I selected this icon. It brought up a screen which has our 4 parts. We can already see that the first sound is selected, this PW Sweep Pro 5. And cool. So all I have to do to get more going is select part B, select a new instrument. I can scroll through the list here, and maybe for this one we can select the Minimod. So I hit that, and my whole selection of Minimod patches comes up here, and we can pick one. How about this SAW2 oscillator? Double click, that'll load in. Great, the interface is really nice, and then we go back here, we see it's here. And now there's also this mixer over here, so I can select the volume for each individual part, and I can also select the master volume, so we can blend in the Minimoog as we want to. Getting nicely thick. Also to mention is that at any point I could actually adjust the range by dragging over here, maybe putting this one down here so it's only in the lower section. Cool, and then I can select my third part here, go back to select instrument. I can use this X to get rid of the Minimod selection. And so we only want, let's say, the sounds to come up for the instrument that I choose. So I X here, and then I can go up here and say that I want to have this blow instrument, and I can pick something there. How about the PWM Sweep Fast? And there we go. And now we can go back to this icon, and we have 3 different parts, again, using the volumes to kind of... Cool, I'll turn this one down a little bit because what I want to do is I want to go back to part 1 and show you that there are actually 4 separate arpeggiators. The arpeggiator can be seen by hitting this icon here and activated by doing that. So now when I play, you'll hear some sound sustain and the arpeggiator happening on that first part. So just to hear it a little more clearly, you can also use these little letters to navigate. I can turn B down a bit, I can turn C down a bit, and now voila! So that is how I created a 3-part split and layer.